Welcome. Here we are. Hopefully we all got this microphone audio issues all set up, ready to go. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the BagTalk podcast, podcast where we will bring three cornhole nerds together to discuss all Connecticut and surrounding area topics, from events to people to anything you need, even off topics. So we first want to start off. I'm going to introduce myself, Freddie, to running cornhole events since 2020, right at the beginning of COVID. Feel we've done a great job of bringing cornhole to this area along with other organizers, stuff like that. My mission is just to play the game. It's a hobby of mine that I've loved to do. I created it after going to the CCC one time and getting bit by that bug, and bringing it local to home, and it's been a wild ride. We're enjoying it. Now we're doing podcasting, talking about some cornhole topics. So right in the center here, who we got?
Well, you're in my center.
Oh, okay. So we all might be a little set up differently. So I'm gonna introduce Beez right down the middle here, man.
Oh, my fault. I ain't know whether, you know what I mean? It's your boy, Beezy. Been playing cornhole for about 3 years. Fell in love. Pretty much the same story. I host from time to time, run big events with Fred, with Will, with Ruben, with Ricardo, Russell, everybody, whoever wants to work with me. I'm a pretty easygoing guy, and I'm just here to add to the culture. And like Fred said, now we're doing podcasting, we're YouTubing, where we're just bringing content to you guys, and we're just gonna grow the community. But it's your boy Beez, and I'm passing it off to your boy over there, Mr. Handsome in the corner.
It's your boy Sneaky Pete, man, live from Puerto Rico, man. Started around the same time Fred did, shortly thereafter, fell in love with the game, just like everybody else, caught the bug, established the first ever cornhole club out of an urban setting, whole 9 yards out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, man. We used to host from time to time, but for the most part, we just pride ourselves on being ambassadors to the game, showing love, spreading love, helping new clubs get off the ground by increasing attendance, by showing up 8, 9, 10 deep when we do, teaching new players, man, making somebody feel comfortable in an uncomfortable situation, because the game could be intimidating sometimes, and sometimes, there's top shooters everywhere. But, we love the game so much. Naturally, I love the game so much. I wanted other people to love it too. So that's how Whole 9 Yards was born, out of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and we've been rocking now, I believe, since 2019, I want to say. 2019, we came into existence. We used to host Friday night fight clubs, no switch holio, no round robin, blind draw, double elimination, dog fight, over and over and over again. It might be coming back to you soon enough. We're working on some things, but just, here with the guys, man, and looking forward to what's on the horizon with this podcast. That's for sure.
That's it, man. We've had a couple of live videos go on Facebook before we kind of figured out this software situation, and to be honest with you, I feel we've gotten a lot of positive. I don't know what that was.
No, you good. Sorry, my phone.
We've got a lot of positive feedback from it, and I think the positive feedback comes from what we're trying to do, and a lot of people see the vision and they enjoy it, right? Because there's a lot of cornhole nerds out there that are just like us, that might be closet nerds, right? I'll sit there and talk to somebody for 3 hours about cornhole, no big deal, where a lot of people don't really talk about it, but there might be private conversations everywhere. There's group chats everywhere, there's DMs everywhere. Something happens, there's people talking about it, and I think having something local here that we could even, discuss and bring people. We've said it multiple times. This is going to be a famous quote, but bringing people their flowers, right? This gives everybody an opportunity to talk and discuss things on an open platform, which is fantastic. So, I'm excited for it. Although we had some struggles in figuring out what we were doing, we may have jumped the gun a little bit too quickly with the live, and I think that's okay.
I take the blame for that. I'm always pressing y'all. Yo, let's go.
We all wanted it, not right now, but right now.
Yeah,
So
100%. And to be honest with you, although there was major audio issues, there's a lot of people who were still stuck by us and continue to bring up topics we talked about, and I'm always joking about it too. Like, how'd you even hear it? Like, how you heard that? Like, you know what I'm saying? So, there's a lot of anticipation for what we could do, and I think there's going to be a lot of input from the general public to make this thing fantastic and give some people something to watch, something to listen to. Because we will be on all major platforms. We're going to be on Spotify. We're going to be on iTunes, all audio, but then via Facebook and perhaps, Beezy's got YouTube. He knows how to mess with that. Maybe we create a YouTube page as well, so people could go back and watch it. Now, the live streams, those aren't gone forever. I think the live streams are going to be something that's going to be unique. It's going to be per situation. It might be some breaking news stuff. It might be some things like that. But I totally feel like this setting here is where it's going to be. So without further ado, we're going to break into a couple of segments here. We're just gonna talk about a few topics just to get the word out, get some buzz going. You know what I'm saying? We just want to talk about some things. So the first topic I want to bring up is there's a lot going on. We could bring up things in the past, right? We could talk about things a couple weeks ago. But I really think there's a couple of hot topics that have been going on. I might be a little biased too.
all right, so this week, man, obviously 203 started in a new venue. Montana Knights out in Orange. Is that Route 1 or
It's right off of Route 1. Yeah,
right
in
off of
Orange.
Route 1, right?
Yep.
And man, what a showing. 52 people, right? 52?
There was 50. There was 52 pre-registered. I didn't take their names out. There's a couple.
I ain't go.
No, there's definitely, there was 52 people, but it ended up there was a couple people that didn't show up. So I think we ended up with 48 that actually played.
Beautiful showing, though. Apparently everybody comes out on Tuesday nights. Tuesday night has been, I want to say, the greatest night for cornhole since I've come into this game. Like always, Tuesday night is just that night of the week that everybody takes the time to go out and play. But Montana Knights is doing something great. They're piggybacking, in bed with the truck bar. And it's in the beginning. They're working on placement, situational awareness for the boards, traffic, this, that, and the third. But all in all, it was a successful night. Got to catch some of the live feeds. Shout out to Little Ed and Josh Roberts with a tremendous run, but Dave T was not messing around.
Man, I had a conversation with Dave T. Bodette.
And Beezy, you know what I mean? That's a powerhouse team right there. Two fearless players. They rather lose taking the hardest shots you could imagine than win playing it safe. And
so I had a conversation with Dave Tankin too, and I'm like, "Yo, Dave, where you been, man? Where you been?
Having nerve problems.
Where you been? Yeah, but that's what he said. I don't know if I believe him, man. The way he came out shooting like that, he's been in his driveway, bro. He's just like he's taking that Jamie Graham approach. Let me disappear for a couple months. Let me practice. When I come back, you're gonna feel it, because he came out shooting.
He definitely rocked the house last night, man. But it looked like a awesome looking place. I could tell that they're obviously in the construction of things right now, getting organized and setting up the areas a little better. You know what I mean? Obviously,
so back in the day, probably about a year ago, myself and the wife went out for a date night, and we were like, "Oh, let's go throw some axes." And we tried that out, and we went there, and it wasn't our cup of tea type of thing. But then I had saw something on Facebook about the reconstruction of the place, and so I shot him a DM real quick, and we chatted. And what I really found out, honestly, is they're not affiliated with the truck bar. It's the same owners. It's the same owners, right? So Merle McKenzie and Glenn, I apologize, I don't know Glenn's last name. They're really close friends that are entrepreneurs, and they own multiple businesses in multiple different fashions, right? So this Montana Knights axe throwing place was a venture of theirs, which they actually franchise out. So this is a location that they own, that they franchise out, that was strictly supposed to be something way different than the truck bar. Now, I'm going to assume here for a second that they probably saw how well something like the truck bar does, right?
Yes.
So they've seen how bringing cornhole and clubs and events and all that kind of thing brings in people, which brings in revenue. And I don't really foresee how axe throwing, probably why I don't do it, but, axe throwing, I don't see how I don't see people flocking to an axe throwing pit, right? So I think
Yeah.
they realized that as well, and they were like, well, listen, we got something that works so well. Why don't we bring that in? So what they did was they had like 8 or 10, axe throwing pits. They knocked out 8 of them, only kept
Yep.
2 of them, and then we're like, you know what? Let's bring. So it's a mini truck bar. That's
And that shit
100%
gotta
what
go.
it is.
That's
Man, I
that's
ain't gonna
awesome.
lie. Every time I've been in there, there's been people throwing axe. I
Yeah,
will say
100%.
that.
Yeah,
But if it's
I think
up
that's
to
awesome
me,
because we
that
all
shit
got
will
to
go
see
to.
the inception of the first one in Hignum,
Yeah,
right? I believe that was, and it was nice, but it was very far. It was in the sticks. It was a tough haul for a lot of us that are
yeah,
down 95.
yeah, 100%.
And I think obviously everything is trial and error. The owners went back to the drawing board. They snatched the spot in Berlin in that plaza.
Yep.
They did it a second time, so much better, and it's been an extreme success since CCC took over in there. And then, it only makes sense to expand. If it's not broke, you don't fix
Yeah,
it. You just expand it,
100%.
And now that the one in Orange, that's perfect because guys like us, Freddie, you're from Milford, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
We're from Bridgeport. My guys are mostly from Bridgeport, Stratford
So
area.
local. So
Yes.
local.
So it's like it changes, having to drive 45 minutes, 35 minutes, and so
Yeah.
on, to a
Dave
15-minute
said he
ride.
lives 9 minutes away from there.
Look at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
D
So
Rose
And he's on the other
lives
side of the
12
bridge.
minutes
Yeah.
from there.
I felt
Yeah.
like that was a
20
win-win
minutes
for
from there.
everybody. On that same
100%.
note, Cornhole by the Sound was going to be moving there as well, but their home base being the Elks for so long, they took a consensus in a sense, and they listened to the people. They got to better talks with the Elks, and they listened to the people. They took into consideration what was being said. They weighed the pros, they weighed the cons, and yes, it would have been an awesome situation to move to Montana Knights, but they decided to stick with the Hamden Elks. What is that, 3224? I believe it is.
I think so, yeah.
And it's a family over there, man. Kathleen, Jean, and everybody else. We've been playing there for so long, and they're good to us. They've been good to Whole Nine Yards. They've been good to Cornhole by the Sound. They've been good to Beezy. We've done so many events there. We did my farewell party there. And I think it was a good decision for everybody. Obviously them moving to Orange was strategically a business move,
Yeah.
and you have to support anybody who's going to do the right thing for their business. But I think the beautiful thing was the Elks listened and Ricardo responded by also listening, and they met in the middle.
I think
and
that's
came to an awesome agreement. And as
speaks
you saw, I don't know
volumes.
if you saw Beez's story last night. That setup was looking good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think it should be a permanent thing though, because
well, they have certain nights that are going to stay there no matter what. You know what I mean? Obviously, they're going to utilize other venues for other things, but all in all, the move is not happening in terms of the foundational nights that they have, like Mondays, Wednesdays, and Thursdays. You know what I mean? So Mondays is your standard league, Cornhole by the Sound, hosted by Ricardo and Jeff and those guys, and then Wednesday night you have Chef Breezy and Ant running the switch, and then Thursday night is your social league for a lot of different players that are just getting into the game, enjoy it, or people that just want to have fun, throw bags and drink beers.
And now we just added me and Knox. I got tagged. I just seen an alert. They're gonna be doing pop-up Fridays over there.
I like that. I like that, man. We need some singles, man.
So it's gonna be mixed. Like the first event we doing is some weird stuff. It's like where you run round robins, right? But then it goes into a bracket, straight singles off the round robin. Like some weird shit.
So you run a switch, and based on points, it goes into a singles bracket.
Single, so that's
awesome.
I like that. Yeah.
So
100%.
we're doing that. Me and Knox this week. I don't know. You know what I mean?
I've always been a strong advocate for singles, man. Singles, man, separates the men from the boys.
Yeah, without a doubt.
We're having pop-up Fridays. There'll probably be 2 Fridays out of the 9.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, speaking of Cornhole by the Sound though, too, like, I just want to throw in my little 2 cents because being an organizer who was at that same venue, I had mixed emotions of hearing that they were backing out because what a lot of people don't know is there was a couple of conversations with Jeff Miller between myself and Jeff and Braden, and being that there was going to be a 203 switch on a Tuesday, a 203 switch on a Cornhole by the Sound switch on a Wednesday. We were really starting the beginning talks of brewing up some cool collab things, and I've been running on this collab thing and doing the current one with Naugatuck Valley and Ruben and team and Pat and those guys up there, and I really think that we may have spoken on this about a live. I know Pete brought this up, but more of being inclusive and working together, and it brings you a lot further, and shows the camaraderie between, there's a lot of times that it's not a lot, not a lot of collaborating, right? Because it's always like, we're all fighting each other. Like it's, I run on this day, they run on that day, and go ahead.
Nah, I agree. I think I don't want to sound like weird or like giving myself flowers, but I think like I kind of changed that a little bit because I fuck with a lot of, you know what I'm saying? Like I mix with everybody, like so. I feel like I kind of connected that to a certain extent with a lot of people.
Don't shortchange yourself, Beez.
No, absolutely.
I think 100%.
I don't want to sound like that because that's not my style. Y'all guys never see me move like that.
I think
like,
there's a lot of people.
I'm that. I'm this. I'm like. I'm just. Like,
I think
whatever,
there's a lot of people who have done a great job in doing so because you get egos, right? There's at the end of the day, this was all created. We all started throwing bags just to do something that's fun, right? But then you start to get a little bit competitive because we're all competitive in nature. It's a human nature thing, and when you start to get competitive, it starts to also bring out competitive in other
shit up, bro.
Yeah, but it brings in competitive in a different sense too, not just throwing a bag on the board. I want to be the best. I want this to be the best. I want my logo. I want people to rock my logo. I want people to support my day. But when you think about the bigger picture and you get more people playing cornhole everywhere on every day of the week, it only benefits everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's
Tuesday nights between 203, 860 does Tuesday too, right?
Litchfield, I think.
Litchfield does. And there's another one too out there that does a Tuesday night. Big Daddy does.
Big Daddy.
So you're talking about almost 200 players on a Tuesday night in the state of Connecticut out there throwing backs.
Yeah,
and unheard of 4 years ago.
But I think don't John Watt runs Tuesdays too?
Oh yeah, Dreamcatchers.
No, they do Mondays.
Is it Monday?
Mondays.
They do Mondays.
Also on Mondays you got 395 baggers. So there's a lot of cornhole every day of the week, and I think it's a beautiful thing. And
when we play 7 days a week,
and when it comes down to like whole 9 yards, man, when we gave up our day of the week, when I gave it up because life happens, and we compete and we love to play, we just turned that energy into helping grow other clubs. Cornhole by the Sound was in its infancy, and Ricardo's a really good friend of mine. I had love for Braden. He was just coming into the game. He was figuring it out. He was a campsite shooter. And we would go, man. Whole 9 yards started with 5 people. Me and my best friend came up with the logo and the name. Thelmo, shout out to Forever Custom Tattoos, our #1 sponsor of Whole 9 Yards. And the pandemic hit, shut down the world, and here I am. I got a logo. I got 10 sets of Slick Woodies in my garage. And my cousin, his neighbor Beez, I just met Beez at that time, went to a barbecue at Ed's house. I brought some boards. We played. I left them there. Ed, hold on to these. Beez started messing around, balling up the bag, chucking it up, and we're just having fun. And they wanted to learn. Then Frankie comes over. Then Julio comes over. And it was a beautiful opportunity because they're very competitive, especially Beez. Beez is 5 minutes into his first time ever touching a cornhole bag, and he want to put $100 up. I'm like, Beez, relax.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But that's who he's been since the beginning of our brotherhood. You know what I mean? So, we played and we had fun, and it became this thing where, how do I get some pro bags? How do I order some bags? And I started bridging the gap. And then I brought another set to Frankie. Frankie, hold on to this set. I can't host a tournament. I can't do anything. The pandemic's got the world shut down. So I've delivered the bags. I'm delivering boards. Here, guys, we're meeting up and we're playing. And this is before we managed to get the clubhouse. And we were just doing it slowly but surely. And I had the logo, and it was a different logo, and I just didn't know what I was doing or what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? And at that moment, I was like, you know what, guys? I want to start this club. if I can host, cool. If I can't, I can't. But I want to start this club for us. And I want us to go places, man. And I want us to ring bells. I want us
and
to
you have
bang people in the head.
100%.
I want us to play at a very high level. And, you know, from the inception, my OG5, you know what I mean? And the OG Godfather, Uncle Buck as well. But my OG5 from the very, very core beginning of Whole 9 Yards, man, was Beezy Beez, Little Ed, Julio Carpintero, the carpenter, and then my boy Frankie Four Bags, and then myself, you know. And us five, man, we would go to 203 on Tuesday nights. We would go Wednesday nights to the Sound, but before the Sound started, we'd shoot to Coastal. We would go to Coastal. We would go to the Ranch every now and then.
That Hamlin Glen, whatever.
Yeah, we used to go to CF, what is it? CFC Arena in West Haven or something?
In Hamden.
We used to go over there to support Ricardo and those guys. And then, you know, as time progressed, Ricardo ended up getting the Riverview Bistro, where Freddie Wilcox and those guys used to host Riverview Cornhole before the pandemic.
Yep.
And you know, we helped them build it up. You know, it's bigger than just showing up and playing cornhole.
Yeah,
the camaraderie 100%. Was A1. We were teaching new players. We're not the best in the world. You know what I mean? But we understand how much the game is, how much we love it.
And so it brings it right back to my point. Yeah, it brings it back to my point, though. That's more of like, you know, the Cornhole by the Sound not being at Montana Nights is I was a little bit disappointed with them not being there, because I felt like it could do with the inner conversations we were having. It could have been such a great thing. Now, doesn't mean we can't work together ever, right? Like we are
working together
100%. But even on like a switch type of thing that Braden wants to talk about, things like that, there's still options out there, right?
Yep.
And Braden has good ideas too.
But what I do want to just mention from an organizer type of thing is I couldn't put myself in like a Ricardo situation. He's got multiple nights a week that he runs. He's got a lot of people, especially with the following of the Elks. A lot of those social players are Elks members, right? And they jumped onto this train. And he had to swallow his pride a little bit, and it's not just him; it's the team that he's got with him too. But swallowing the pride, and it speaks more volumes to him backing down and staying at the Elks to support the people that have supported him. And I commend him for it. I think that's huge. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm saddened to not be able to share a venue and do great things that I thought that we were going to be able to do. But I'm looking forward to working together, you know, on other things, especially. But that's huge. That's huge. And you know what? He listened to the people. He listened to his club members. He listened to even the likes. I'll just throw a name out like a Mike Lombardi. We've had you know, sidebar conversations, and he was upset about them leaving the Sound.
That's my guy.
He's not even a Cornhole by the Sound club member, if you say, right? But he supports everybody.
He's not stupid too. He lives 10 minutes from there. So, you know.
And you know what? That was all taken into consideration, and that's how
Shout out to Lambo, CCC.
Lambo's my guy, man. When I was in a slump, Lambo's like, "Yo, Beez, what are you doing? You don't throw like that. You got one of the highest shots ever. Why you not doing your shot?"
That's Mikey Pipes,
baby.
Baby.
You know, I go on a run. But listen, man, I know we got a little game plan, but I'm gonna have to go around the game plan.
Do what you
because I'm a freestyler. I want to know, since Pete threw we could let Pete finish, but then right after that, I want you to kind of pick up.
Yo,
and tell me
Pete will talk about Whole 9 Yards for 6 hours if we let him, bro.
Right. But I know he left maybe one or two things out. Maybe he's done already. But I want to know how, because I know 203 and Whole 9 Yards kind of came up neck and neck. It was right there, side by side.
Yes. Well, we both
created around the same time.
I think Pete started. Yeah, but Pete, you started a little bit before, because I think that first night at the Elks,
but it was
Milford,
close enough. It was close enough.
It was like we started both going to Wilcoxon.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what I mean? You had already previously went to the Ranch. You know what I mean, and checked CCC out, where I were just learning, and I met Bobby Sampson. And I met Freddie Wilcoxon and Fly Rye and Jared, and like I said,
but their whole format was a straight blind draw.
Yes,
it was well before the Scoreholio software. Yeah. It was Scoreholio software was used by like CCC, but it was in nowhere as popular, and people weren't like, you know, uber clamoring to use it.
They had the clips. Remember the scoreboards were PVC pipes. With clips on both sides of the scoreboard when you played, you know? And in that time, obviously, Freddie was working on what he was working on. And that's what I was going to say, too, Beezy. It's funny that you brought it back. Whole Nine Yards initially, when it came into existence, I was going to do cornhole rentals. I'm going to host, but at the same time, I'm going to do rentals and stuff of that nature, business tournaments, because you'll see it at a lot of companies. They'll do a cornhole tournament as like a company mixer, get the upstairs to match with the downstairs people,
100%.
The front office to match with the guys that are turning the wrenches or so on and so forth, because they did it at the company I used to work at. And it's like a networking tool, so to speak. So when I first came up with it, it was like kind of like maybe like a business thing, stuff like that. But I just fell in love with it so much. But I want to say Freddie and I want to say give or take a month or two, if I had to call it, because I remember going to your first ever Tuesday night at the Elks in Milford, right?
Yeah, January 20th,
with the low
2020.
ceilings, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
January 20th, 2020.
Me and Rich won a B bracket.
Gabe?
Yeah.
No. Rich Jr., Rich Sr., he comes with his father. He used to come with his father's like 70-something years old. I forgot his last name. He's a school teacher.
Yep.
Me and him won the B bracket, and I went and got some all slide. Some the what's the sticky? Slide rights, because the ceiling's so low. Everything was shooting off the back. So I went and grabbed the slide rights. We threw sticky all night. We managed to take it home. That was the first time I think I've ever won outside of backyard stuff like that. You know what I mean? It was the first time Freddie was figuring it out. He was figuring out the software. I remember Tiffany was there with you that day.
Yeah, my wife definitely was there. She came a couple of times. 100%.
It was you, her, Ray, Brian.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
And it was like, wow, this is what we're doing. You know what I mean?
That's fine.
And from that point on, it was just Freddie was figuring it out.
Yo, before we get into this next topic, though, just going back to being nostalgic. Go ahead, Beezy.
Yo, Fred, piggyback off that. Give me the background, the history of how came up.
Yeah, so basically what happened was...
We might know. I really don't know too much, but I know enough,
but some
maybe
people,
don't know.
Yeah, so 203, like I said in the introduction a little bit, 203 was started... well, number one, I'm a business savvy guy. What I do for work, and I like to organize things. I like to manage things. I like to be, I guess you could say in control of things, because I feel like I do a good job with things. So when I went to the CCC the first couple of times, like the format of the Switch Oleo was amazing to me. And actually, I'm going to bring it back a little bit less. I was playing in like beer league softball on Monday nights, competitive, and it started to get a little bit more competitive, and like traveling around doing regional tournaments, national tournaments. And our team actually wanted to run a cornhole tournament, so to raise money for like our funds and all that kind of stuff. So it's actually the inception of how it really started. Goes a little bit deeper. So we'd play cornhole in between games at these tournaments, all things like that. I'm an ex-bowler. I bowl pretty well. So I had the natural ability to just develop a flat bag and or just the underhanded flow to get it to the, underhanded bag, get it to the board. So I take all these dudes' money all the time playing, with guys that don't play. And then they were like, well, hey, let's organize something to make some money. So we had my buddy Jesse. His parents have a house. They have a tennis court and a good in-ground pool. So we're like, summertime, let's rock out a tournament. And the format that I ran was completely atrocious. It was like I was not familiar with anything, but I want to say it was like 30-something teams to sign up. I had a big whiteboard, and it was just basically a single elimination, first round, best of 3. Right. We're sitting there. We got 30 teams. Out of the 30 teams, one team shows up, and we're like, who are these people? They never met them before in our lives.
Let me guess, Tyler Rooster?
Sack to the Future, baby. Gary Tutoli and Steve Brennan show up.
Oh my gosh.
So I pull up next to Gary, and we're talking to him, and he had a man bun at the time. His hair was flowing. And I'm like, who's this guy? Right. So we start chopping it up because I'm the one running the tournament. I'm like, how did you hear about us? This and that. And he was like straight candid. He goes, didn't have nothing to do. My wife was on Facebook, and she was like, hey, go make some money. So she sent him out with Steve Brennan to come down and take our money. And listen, at the end of the day, he did end up winning. But I had to rig it because I'm not sure if you guys remember. I know Pete knows Jamie Savoy and Jeff Usey from Milford.
Yep.
They're very good players, but they don't play as often as they'd like to. But they were the two favorites that came to this tournament. And we were like, you know what? I rigged it to the point of not being like, it was a fundraiser, but I was like, I can't have one at the top of the bracket, one at the bottom of the bracket, and they're just going to come take everybody's money. So I made them play in the first round. against each other. You know what I'm saying? Get the two teams, the best two teams, best of three, play against
Somebody
each other
gotta
in the
go to
first
bottom.
one. But moral of the story, in those conversations, I'm ranting a little bit, but Gary Tutoli
you're
was
not
like, hey,
ranting.
listen, CCC's my
Care Bear,
club.
man.
Yeah, he's like, CCC's my club. Thursday nights, you should come check it out. So following week, I'm in there, bro. Downloaded the app right there, signed up, pre-registered, got the CCC. And this is actually before I went to Riverview, because there's no social media. You didn't know about it, right? There's like, you
Word
almost
of
have
mouth.
to talk. Yeah, you have to talk to people to find it. I walk into Cadillac Ranch, bro, and it was like the first time I ever went to Six Flags. I'm like, this is the best indoor cornhole. This is the best thing I've ever seen in my entire life. From that moment forward, I went there for probably a couple of months. Found out about Riverview, played there Tuesdays, played there Thursdays, whenever I could. And then I'm like, I'm traveling so far, but I really love this Switcholio format. Riverview was just doing the blind draw. So I'm like, I could do this, man. I could run this. I could figure this out. And I don't have to drive an hour away. I could try to do it local. And that's the inception. That was like, then we bring in my partner that we haven't talked much about, that he's taking a step back from it, but he'll be back soon.
Razor
I hope.
sharp.
Razor Sharp, Ray Paquet, man. A lot of people don't know Ray Raises, man. That was his nickname, man. We were slinging cards illegally on Full Tilt Poker for mad long when we were younger, man. We've known each other from just growing up. He's a little younger than me, but just knowing each other from there. He's been playing cornhole forever too, so being close with him. Man. Yeah, playing with him.
Ray
we
don't call me. I do vice versa. He calls me, yo, Beez, yo, what up, my handsome? I'm like, what's up?
Well, you guys got this. You guys got this inner bond because you throw the bag the identical way, like a ballerina.
Both special ed. Yes. We're both retarded.
You know what I'm saying? You're spitting images mirror of each other, right?
Yeah, they mirror the TCL logo.
Yeah, but me and Ray actually spearheaded this whole entire thing. Now, obviously, I've always been the vocal, outgoing, more face of it. But Ray helped create the foundation of what it was, and I give him his credit is where it's due. He took the backseat approach and things like that, and you know what, things develop. My man, he's got a flourishing business. He's got a flourishing home life with a wife. He's recently married, bought his childhood home.
Shout out his business, man.
Yeah, Razor Electric, man. If you don't know about it, Razor Electric. You don't know about it, find out about it.
You'll see him on our sponsor banner soon enough.
Yeah, 100%. So
if you lock in on anything over $5,000 with him, you use the code Beezy Beez and you get 5% off.
5% off Beezy Beez 10, bro. 10% off.
10% off.
But no, that's that's it. Basically, you got 203 and a whole 9 yards started off at the same time. Obviously my goal was never to create a league that was like to compete with anybody and be big. I've said this multiple times to a lot of people. At the end of the day, if I wasn't throwing cornhole bags on a Tuesday night, I would not be running cornhole on a Tuesday night, right? Like, I'm a competitor first. It was a hobby that I created because I love to play. You'll never see me sitting behind the desk and just running a cornhole event. That's not fun for me. I want to be throwing. I want to compete. I get mad at myself. I'm sometimes too emotional where it could be a turn off. Oh, why is this event organizer a little crazy? Listen, I want to win. I don't let my wife win at Mario Party, man. I want to win at everything I do. So it's tough to balance, like the whole, you got to be inclusive and all that kind of thing. I think I've done a good job over the past couple of years, but at the end of the day, man, I like to compete. I like to play. I like to be welcoming to everybody. I like to support everybody. And I think that coincides with the whole 9 yards vision. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, how y'all wrote y'all names like that in the bottom?
You got one too. It says Beezy.
It doesn't.
But why I have to type in whole 9 yards, and I like that.
You did it. You typed in Beezy.
You typed your own
wouldn't
thing
have said nothing.
Oh, nah, I ain't typing nothing. I probably didn't realize. Probably in the beginning or something.
Oh yeah, it was probably the first time that me and you did the.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I like
let's finish up this topic that we got here too. That Pete.
We were moving on. It was the sound. Now the sound not moving. Also, the sound has singles tonight. The championship and the session.
We got some
and
big
the bracket is stacked to the T.
Stacked
to the T. Every game is going to be a movie. I hope, and I've said this 1,000 times, and I'm going to say it again because people don't listen to me, unfortunately. Being an ocean away, it's easy to ignore me. Mm-hmm. But I say this for the millionth time. I believe every organizer, Fred included, should always have a live feed. And don't get me wrong, what Beez does is what Beez does. And I think it's a beautiful way for people to have a bird's eye view into their own game, their mechanics, so on and so forth. But there's 3 games that should always have a live stream too. And that is your bracket winners final for the king seat, losers final for the
Third place game. Third place
your
game.
third place game, and then your championship game. Those three games should always somehow, some way figure it out the best way you can.
Yeah.
Be on the live.
Go ahead, Beez. What you got?
I kind of bring that, and I feel like that kind of has taken me out of the game a little bit because sometimes people are so locked in competitive wise, they're not thinking about putting up no tripod. Some people
That's tough.
It's tough. It gets tough. Like Braden is a perfect example. You tell that guy every single day.
Yes, I do. I've listened. Me and Braden
Smoke the same thing.
Heads.
Not as much as
Kyle.
Braden.
I forgot it. And I'm like, dude, you don't forget your cornhole bags, dude.
They don't care because they're so locked in on winning.
I tell Big Smoke all the time the same thing. He's like, yo, my battery's dying. Stop it. I don't want to hear
Listen,
it.
before we stray.
Yeah.
First round matchup.
Oof.
Braden versus Matt DeRose.
Real quick, before we talk about that matchup, though, let's just go down and do every first round matchup real quick as a preview.
Yes.
Because our next episode, we'll talk about the results of this. This is going to be fireworks.
Absolutely. Facts. So you got Braden DeRose game, court 1. Court 2 is Lombardi versus Trav Bam Bam. Then you got Mike R versus Jason.
Listen, hold on, Fly Guy. That's.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jimmy. The
this
rematch.
Is the rematch.
Jimmy versus Bo Beezy.
Hold on,
my God.
The gunslinger versus the airmail OG versus the airmail sharpshooter.
Because
and then you got Mike R, Jason R, and then you got my boy Sadie versus the Red Hot Power Shot. D Russ, who's also been on fire, playing against Smokington. Then you got Bullwinker, that's what it says, right? Yep. Versus Beezy Beez, Skoy, the new Ginger Ninja.
Another hot shooter.
He's been on fire.
Yes, he has. And Kells, the OG senior from he's a senior player from CCC as well.
Yep.
This A bracket is something special.
Let me tell you, I do not want to be in that top bracket right there.
That shit is
the top half of that bracket, keep me away. Keep me away. That's no disrespect to the bottom half, but when you got Braden and DeRose with the number 16 seed, there's no chance DeRose is a 16 seed. He's a top seed. It's just the points and the attendance may have played a factor. And then you just go down to Lombardi and Bam Bam. You're talking two of arguably the top 10 shooters in Connecticut right there as well. I mean, those two matchups right there that are going to play each other in that number 13 game, those four are arguably in the top 10 in the state of Connecticut.
Yes.
Arguably. So it's like, I mean, that is wild. And then you go down to Jim Mernon, who might be, in my opinion, I love Jimmy to death, might be just on the outside of the, he's probably top 15. You know what I'm saying?
I would say, I was going to say that. I was just going to say, considering that there's over 200 players in the state of Connecticut,
everybody can't be top 10. You know
everybody can't be top 10, but
correct.
The first 3 games are definitely top 20 players.
Dude, it's wild. It's wild to be in that top bracket. You know what I'm saying? So I wish everyone of them
Chef Breezy has a lot. Chef Breezy has a lot going on in terms of this is his home court.
Yep.
He is the reigning champ.
One time or 3 time? He's a 3-time champ.
3-time reigning
He's
champ.
the only one to do it.
The last one to win it was Trev, right?
Yep.
Trev.
The last session, Trevor won it.
I'm the third place champ over there.
The third place champ.
And Matt DeRose is a man on a mission. He's a man on fire right now.
Listen,
the last 2 months,
Matt
he's
DeRose
putting a lot of people to bed.
I don't know how nobody hasn't called him out.
Fellas.
Yeah, he is.
I don't know how nobody hasn't called him. People's running for Matt
Listen,
D.
you got to pick your battles wisely.
Who's going to step up and call out Matt D. Rose? Everybody's running from Matt D. Rose.
They should.
We're going to see
patiently waiting. He's been in Orange locked in over there practicing. Every time I go to Orange, Matt is in there practicing.
Yeah. That's awesome. And then you got Lombardi and Bam Bam. Now, Bam Bam being the returning, he's the defending champ right now.
Yep.
Lambeau doesn't have one in the sound. He has one in CCC, I believe.
No chips. Lambeau's got no chips.
No?
Nope.
Okay. So Lambeau's a man on a mission. You know what I mean?
That doesn't mean he can't win a chip. He just unfortunately hasn't been able to.
Yes.
Well, Lambeau,
he's taken a lot of time off in the last year or so.
Honestly, Lambeau, you got to give him his flowers, bro.
Absolutely. He's the lethal lefty.
Well, let me tell you why exactly. He has a whole different throw. He changed his game completely. Like, he used to throw a regular flat bat. Now he got like some wobble where it cuts and it lands weird. And
his cutback is working.
He changed his game. He changed his game completely. And the shit is that he's actually playing better. So it goes to show you could always grow in this game. You
But
just
yeah,
working on
those
your
top
craft.
3 games, man, are going to be something special to watch.
Dare we give predictions for podium? Dare we
That's
each
what
give
we
a top
need.
3?
We need some predictions. I was
Yeah,
just
what do we
about
got?
to say that.
Beezy,
Fred,
Beezy, I
stop
want to hear
reading
your
my
prediction.
mind. Stop reading my mind, Fred.
Hey,
You know
that's why
what I'm
that's why we're sitting here right now, aren't we?
I'm gonna say this right now. Hey yo, it's your boy. Listen.
Bzz.
Bzz, bzz. Clearly, everyone thinks Braden's the underdog right there. I'm not gonna lie. Not everyone, but the majority of the people are saying Braden's the underdog right now. That's how hot Matt's been. Me, I know it's like this, neck and neck. It could go either way. But the feedback that I've been getting for the last 4 or 5 people, I don't want to put nobody's name out there.
Listen, if I got to call this,
Braden's the underdog.
I don't want to sound biased because Chef Beezy is my guy. You know, I've helped him develop himself when in his earlier stages, and now he's just a wild animal on the boards. Matt DeRose is a solid open board killer. Matt DeRose, the approach you have to take with somebody like Matt DeRose, and I've played him before several times. That's my guy. Shout out to him. Shout out to young Matt DeRose. You got to sack a back. You have to be happy throwing a solid 10, but giving that level 2 block in his lane, an uncollectible back.
Thank you for saying level 2 because I was going to say that as well. You throw a level 1 block and he's
going right through.
That's butter. Yeah, that's butter. He's cleaning.
It's going right through. He's going to flip that bag over. He's going to eat right through it.
Yep.
You got to sack the bag. It has to be in no man's land, but it has to be in his lane. Now the problem with that is if you miss it, you're guaranteeing.
Listen, we was playing with him on Saturday. Oh no, well, I don't know if it was exactly on Saturday, but we was playing with him in Orange a few days ago. We all popped up. Me, Julio, Frank, Slow. And Matt is in there with little Matt, you know? So we like, yo, let's run. So you partner up with him. It ended up being me and Julio versus Matt, D Rose, and who was I think it was Rome, or it might have been someone else. Make a long story short, we was playing against Matt. In one game, he hit 6'4" backers.
Yeah. Lethal.
He's a runner, man.
Lethal,
he is a runner on an open board.
Fuck Julio up.
Absolutely.
A little
but
bit.
Yo, Beez, I still haven't heard your predictions though. So give me that top 3. What you thinking?
So from which games? Because
no, not which games. I want overall tournament standings at the end when you have that picture that pops up with the little picture in the background and the top 3. Who you got on that top 3? Who you got on the podium? Who's taking it down? Go start with number 3. Who you got in third place?
No, in third place, I'm gonna put. That shit is tough. In third place, I'm gonna put, to be exact, no bullshit. Is a tough one, bro. I'm gonna put.
I need something.
Dave Sadie there
in third. All right, then who you got in second? Then who you got in that championship game?
I'm gonna put Braden. And first, I'm gonna put myself.
Let's go.
I'm gonna keep it on.
Let's go.
I'm putting myself, bro.
Love it.
I'm going in there to win that shit tonight. I got something to prove. You know what I'm saying? Like, my game has been a little off. You know, I've been having little hand problems and shit. But no excuses, bro. You know what I'm saying?
I'll tell you what. I expect a top 5 finish out of you. I do.
100%.
I expect the top 5.
100%.
I do. So, I know you've been struggling. You've been telling me about it. You've been struggling, but you could do it, man.
I'm going in there on a mission, so I'm definitely going to put myself at number 1. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm going in there to win.
I'll tell you what, you're in the bottom of the bracket too, so I'm not taking anything from anybody. But you could run hot and get deep, which could get you in that top 5. You don't got to go against any of the killers until late.
My first 2 games, I'm on a good track, you know what I'm saying, to taking it down.
And you could build that confidence off that because you're going to get a killer after that.
But I'm dangerous with I'm playing with PGLs today. I'm going to keep it on it. So, so I already know when I play with PGLs, it gets spicy. So
I don't want to sound biased, but I got Chef Beezy coming in at number 1, man. Chef Beezy has something to prove today. Not only does he have something to prove, this is my house. I can't let you come in my backyard and beat me at my game. It's not happening. My number 2, I'm tight between Lombardi and DeRose. I feel like that third place game is going to be Lombardi and DeRose, and I gotta say it comes down to whoever had the least amount of high noons. is going to finish that one.
And the
But I
problem
like
is they're
D-Rose
so damn
because
cheap.
D-Rose
and
is a
handle.
man on a mission.
Yep.
So I'd say Braden first, DeRose second. I say game one is the chip all over again. It's just a preview to what the championship's going to look like. Third place, it could be anybody on that list, but I got to go with what I know. And once Beezy gets going, if he can't take nothing else, you can't have his third. He got third place plaques all over the house.
I'm the third place. I'm the third place king.
He got it. Listen, he's selling charcuterie boards, man. Third place plaques.
Listen,
I'm definitely the third place king. And
there's a whole bunch of bias here, right? So obviously you got Beezy. Beez is going to be biased with himself, and I expect nothing but that confidence, right? So you're going to go and do your thing. You got Pete. Pete's going to rep his whole 9 yards. I love it, everything about it. And none of it is hypothetical. It all is possible. It's all 100% realistic.
And if Smoke wins, there's a win for both clubs, man.
Yeah. Well, listen, if Smoke – listen, I got a couple of shooters in there that are 2 or 3 representatives. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be realistic about the bracket itself. And I just think that top bracket, you're going to see a couple of top shooters who could be in the top 3 get eliminated. They might lose that first game, win off 1 or 2, but then have a tough battle. Maybe they're dealing with they can't get over the fact of the aggravation of the
first
let's switch
loss,
it on
right?
You.
Let me flip that question on you.
Let
me
you
see? All right, got it.
Yeah, I'm going to give you my top 3.
Say who you
I'm
see
going to give you my top 3.
Fuck it. That's our
for
next
sure.
one.
I'll do. And I love Braden. Braden looks like my son, man. We each got rosy cheeks. He's more pink than me, but if I shave this and shit, bro, he looks like he could be my offspring. You know what I'm saying? I love Braden, but I'm going to tell you what. One thing that I got insider information on, not insider that I know about him, but inside information that I feel in myself, and I felt it last night, and I feel it every Tuesday. It is so difficult to organize and run an event and perform at your peak. I'm not taking anything away from his 3 championships in the past, but they have not been this level of talent. There's not been this amount of shooters that have been there, and I'm sure he does. But I'm not taking it. You look at the stats, you look at his PPR, you see what he's shooting. He's up there. He deserves the credit of what he's doing. But I'm telling you right now, if he gets through DeRose, you then got to get through Bam Bam or Lambo. Then I'm telling you right now, I love Jimmy Mernon to death, but Bodette's got something to prove about that call out. And Bodette's been shooting 7 days a week. I think Bodette gets there. Then you gotta get through Bodette after that just to get to the championship. So without making it about Braden shortcomings, I listen, I hope he does well. But what I'm saying is right now, my top 3, based off of how that's gonna play out, I'm gonna put Bodette third. I'm gonna put Bodette third. I think he's gonna get there. I think. Then I think you're gonna get Bam Bam down below. I think Lambo takes Bam Bam in the first round, but I think Bam Bam then goes on a run. I think Lambo sits in the king seat. I think Bam Bam comes back and gets Bodette in the loser finals. If that's how the bracket plays out, I haven't really looked at that. But I think you're going Bodette third, Bam Bam second, and I think Lombardi takes it down. Those are my opinion.
Oh man, I like D-Rose in the end, man.
Yeah. And it could happen.
It could
very well happen.
D-Rose is a very rhythmic player, and I feel like if he loses to Braden, he's gonna make that.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Like I threw out my list out there, but I kind of spat through it. Like if I really analyze this, I'm pretty sure it'll be different. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, you could tell I was like I threw a crazy list.
No, you good.
There, you know what I'm saying? But like Fred has a good to add to what Fred said. Like he gave me a different perspective. Like it's a tough road for a couple people. I feel like I got an easy road. Like not easy. I'm not gonna say easy because that's a big word. But because I could lose my first game, I don't even know who I'm playing. Like I seen that name before, but I can't put a face to it. So that makes it even better for me. Which it doesn't matter who I'm playing anyway. But
play the game, not the name.
Yeah, and then if I win, if I win that game, I might either play Steve or Cows. Yeah. So either way, it's stacked. But yeah,
it's wild. It's wild. If Braden gets through DeRose, though,
a tough
but
road.
If Braden gets through DeRose, then you could rule out anything about mentality of running an event. That automatically brings that confidence.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Man. I don't really think running the event comes in play with Braden.
It affects me.
I hope
That's
it
why I
does. It affects
stopped.
me all
It
day
really
long.
doesn't, because well, I'm running this one with him, so I think I am today, right? Yeah, it's me and him, and so everything will be set up fast.
Yeah.
He's already in there warming up.
Yeah.
By the time people get in, he's already warm. We check everybody in,
Yep.
and then
And it's not a switch
the
OU
Wi-Fi
event.
signal is strong
Yeah.
there.
Yep.
We have a great playlist, 500-600 songs on that shit nonstop. So you know what I'm saying? Like everything's already
Yeah.
running, and then
Yep.
then when it's time to actually start it, he sets presses. We on our
Yeah.
way. So I
Absolutely.
don't think but some people it does affect.
You know what I'm going to love even more about this whole entire situation is next week's episode when we break down the results of it and to see who was right, who wasn't right, who shot better than we thought, who dropped the ball and should have gone better than what they did. You can see Bodette going 0-2 or something like that, and I'm going to be roasting them. You know what I'm saying?
Who you guys think will shoot the highest PPR tonight?
I don't think there's going to be a high PPR tonight, but if there is, Matt DeRose. Matt DeRose is going to run bags. He's going to run backs. He don't care about blocking. He don't care about cutting, ear mailing, none of that. You force him into the corner, he will.
I got to go Lambo because I think he's going to win the event, and I think that PPR is what's going to bring him there.
Yeah. But as far as Beezy goes, Beezy plays a dirty board. Beezy likes to put a block on you and hit 3 ear mails if he could.
Well, but no, he's actually changed it up too. He's actually been blocking, hoping you mess up, and then he pushes through.
And he's cleaning up.
Throw, and you go in. He lays another block, and then hopefully.
But he also, depending on how much of that doers he had, he could start to get a little froggy and start throwing air mails unnecessarily.
That all plays into the end result for sure.
We could see, he's did it to Ed yesterday. He fucked Ed up yesterday. He kept blocking. Ed's even admitted it. He kept blocking him. Block replace. He 21 zipped Ed yesterday.
Yeah. Well, let's move on from that because I think that was a great topic. But to finish off this week, this whole week, this is something that's not really. This is not something that's been this week. It's been probably about a month or two. But just to shout out, Cornhole Scenario and them copycats. Is there a hotter bag on the market in the nation right now?
I don't think so. Man.
I think those are the hottest bags right now.
But time out. I got a question about it because listen, the Cornhole Scenario team.
I had a chance to grab one. She was trying.
The entire team has always been. The entire team has always been good to me. Has always been good to 203. Right. What makes this is my question to both of you guys. It's a herringbone. It's a copycat bag. I think I love the pun. I love the pun.
You got Wizards. You got Wizard L's. You got Viper R's.
What makes these so hot?
Sniper Elite.
Honestly, I think.
Why? Why are the copycats blowing up the way they are when you've had other bags with the same?
I got two names for you: Ethan Walker and Alec Ryan.
But those aren't household names.
No, they're not.
They're becoming household names. But if you're a nerd
like we are, then you understand the level that these kids are dominating, not playing, dominating every time they step out the house. With those
that
copycats.
Too, right? That too, I guess. But honestly, I think just Viv alone, she's just a nerd of cornhole. She's using different fabrics, and I could only imagine because that's what I would do. You know what I'm saying? And she's have gotten caught. People have taken her bags apart on YouTube, and you see her doing weird. She's trying shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, so you got to create that playability.
She found her niche, like. She might be using a fabric or filling or even a stitching or resin, pattern or something different. I don't know exactly, you know what I'm saying? But I think she plays a big part in that,
And I think it needs to be said. We're not talking about the state of Connecticut. Obviously, Cornhole Scenario is
no.
The bag
that's the hottest bag in the country.
But it's the hottest bag in the country right now.
Yeah.
And correct. And like you said it before, you have felt 8 of them. And out of 8 of them, they all felt different. So I think certain players get.
I think that's awesome that the ACL implemented that with your weight differences and your size differences now.
But I'm not even talking about that, Pete. I'm talking about like so Big Smoke had a set that
she makes it individually for you, particular player, because I know she made me a set.
No. I'm not even talking about making it individually. I'm talking Big Smoke had a set of bags that he did like a vinegar soak. Like a small amount of vinegar soak and then washed them and then did it. Then I got people that I saw that were just, hot water soaked, washed. I got people that just washed. Then I got a set of bags of my own copycats. Man. Yeah, like so I got a set of bags that I just
soak. I only soak and then I dry and then I just throw, bro.
No, but listen, so what I'm saying is I got a set of bags that all I did was just throw them. I'm still throwing them and they're not even nearly broken in. But each one of those bags that I felt and I thrown all feel different and all do different things based upon the board conditions. And I just think that's amazing that you could have one set of bag that now becomes 5 sets of bags. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do so many different things with them. They're my favorite bag. They're hole friendly. They're crazy. I understand the buzz.
Listen, I know
I'm just
they're good
surprised.
bags. When Frank
Yeah.
just order a bag on set, he doesn't really like buying bags. He
Yeah.
he just order bags just for those.
Yep.
They're good bags. I agree.
Wild time.
My
So
fault, Frank. Cut you off.
cool. Nah, you good. So
I totally co-sign it because the reality is it's playability, it's functionality, it's board conditions. You factor all of that in. Think about it. Everybody travels with at least 3 sets: slow,
Yeah.
medium, fast. You know what I mean? And it's
Yep.
all depends on if the boards are like glass, then you're going to pull out your slow bags. If the boards are a little tacky, you're going to pull out your slightly faster bags. If the boards are glue, you're going to go directly with the faster bag. I appreciate a sticky board and a sticky bag at the same time because now push through my block.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel like being able, her specifically, and shout out to her and John, being able to specifically target a bag that is going to give you what you want out of it.
Yep.
Under any circumstance,
100%. Crazy.
Right.
It's going to fly off the shelf.
Yeah, and I agree. And I also like the new shit that a lot of these the ACL implement I was about to say, because I just ordered a bag of Brotherhood bags, and when I order them, they ask me, do I want regular fill, heavy fill, or light fill? That was crazy. Like
it's wild.
That's a game changer.
That's dope, man. I think that's
Listen,
dope.
Before we go into another topic, this just opened up another topic that you talked about, that you just brought up that makes me want to talk about. At what point the talent level is getting crazy on the pro level? Like let's not talk about the talent level locally, which is crazy too. Really, you know what? I'm going to break into that too. The local level. I don't know if you guys remember what I used to do my write-ups weekly. I would have what was called the Elite 8 with a little magic 8 ball, the 8 ball, right?
Yep.
And it was anybody who finished an above an 8 PPR. There was 6 people last night after round robin that finished with a 9 PPR.
A 9.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I used to post up and shout out like 4 people that posted, that were in the
go
8s.
right now and do 15. 20
I want to say
easily.
there was 24 people in top tier last night. I want to say 16 of them shot over an 8. Dude, it's absolutely insane.
I was watching. It was leading. First it was Bam Bam's number 1. Then it was Bo, and then it was Braden, and then it was. I'm like, yo, look at these.
But let's go into what I'm talking
bouncing.
about with this whole different fills and different weights and different things that these bag manufacturers are doing. What I like too is these guys are getting so good. You see these people throwing 11s and losing. Are you throwing 11-3-3 and lose to an 11-6-7 after 50 rounds, bro? That is the wildest thing. I'd quit cornhole if I threw an 11-3-3 and lost. Right? I'm not playing cornhole.
I think the wildest part about that is it's not uncommon anymore, but the age range that's doing it.
Oh, the young kids, man. The young kids.
Wow, Ryan Trader, man. Ian Cripps.
Yeah.
Obviously, the baby go Alex Hicks, man.
But at the end of the day, though,
Braden
too, with
Wilson.
these fills. But with these fills, though, what they're doing now is they're, instead of just a stick and slick. Some people are rollers, some people muddy the board, some people are just down the middle, straight shooters. Now they're implementing different factors to try to change the game. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see over the next year, those PPRs actually start to drop a little bit and the DPR becoming way more important to someone's game than just shooting a high PPR.
I think it's already important now.
It is important. No. But when people talk about PPRs right now, it's my PPR.
Yeah,
you're going to start hearing people start talking about, hey, my DPR is this.
Yeah, because your PPR, you could still have a high PPR and lose all 3 games.
100%. So just to piggyback off what Beez was saying about the fill and stuff like that, and the L bags and the heavy bags and the regular bags, I just think I love the fact that brings in another dynamic to it. Because Beez, I could throw that Brotherhood bag with you, right? I could throw that, and I could just be throwing the heavy, and you could be throwing the light, and then you're just maneuvering around mine. You're just going over it. You're rolling over it, and I might have picked the wrong bag for that. It's just adding in a different dynamic.
It's a game changer. It's a game
crazy.
changer.
It's evolution.
It's a game changer.
Nah, no bullshit. But listen,
didn't even think about that.
Yeah, no bullshit. Yo, game changers, cut the check, man. Stop playing.
Yo, listen, Frank Marlin, where you at?
Where you at, bro? What I was gonna say, right? So going back to that, so when I'm ordering the Brotherhood, I reached out to Frank. I got his line. Yo, Frank, what's your code? Show you some love. He gave me his code. I ordered the
Daddy
bags.
Longlegs.
Daddy Longlegs.
Papa Aranya, right?
Where Mr. AKA the Cuban Connection, him and Matt Costello. They're both Cuban. So I'm ordering the bags, use Frank's code, get the whatever, $10, $12 off. I'm like, oh, shit's cool. They go shipping right there. Boom. And then as I'm going down, it's like, what filling do you want? I'm like, what? That's fire. And then it's like, do you need a band for the bags to keep them in place? I'm like, that's smart. Everything right
Checkout
here.
has gotten crazy.
Right here. Right here.
Yeah.
Do you, I would have added, do you need to break the bags fluids right there too? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so I was like, yo, this shit is bigger than Nino Brown. So
Yeah,
I'm like,
man.
you know what I
They're
mean?
offering
So
everything.
it's
Yeah.
a good look, bro. Like
Wow.
the game is changing, but I think the reason why it's changing is because the ACL has changed so much things. Like everybody's in tier. As you can see, Vib is tier 1. She's dropping bags every 2 weeks, every month if she has to, because to maintain tier 1,
Even
you
more
have to
sooner.
keep,
I think there's drops all the time.
people I've been seeing catback because now they're accessibles. But like I said, at least because the ACL is setting levels to shit, and so it depends on what tier. Like, there's a lot going
100%.
on with bags right now.
It is.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
So let's break into this next segment. We just want to throw out a couple of events that are coming up, man. We always want people to support events, support different whether it's a fundraiser, a charity, a local league, anything in that regard. So there's a couple of things coming up in the near future. Number one, we got a BYOP that Beezy, Beez and Braden do after every session. What they do is they run their Wednesday night session after the championships. They do a BYOP on a Wednesday in between, and they start their next session the following week. So January 31st, man, shout out Beezy, Beez and Braden at Cornhole by the Sound on a Wednesday. They got great payouts. You already know the deal. Make sure you sign up. We'll somehow post and make sure we share out the links to their Scoreholio, stuff like that. We got to talk about the GOAT commish. Every episode, I feel we're going to try to squeeze him in. He doesn't get enough love, and everybody loves him, but he doesn't get enough public love, and we're going to do it for him. But the GOAT commish, Will Noah, season number 962 of the Fieldhouse, the league. You know what I'm saying?
King of CT, the
don't know what number league this is, but he's done a bunch of sessions. Facts. It is the most competitive BYOP league in the state of Connecticut.
The marketing genius
will always remain
every time,
and the best venue, undoubtedly the best venue.
It's the cornucopia. It is.
Nobody
the
can tell me different. Anybody argue with everybody, like, yo.
So unfortunately, we're gonna shout this league out that starts in the last week of February. But what you need to do is, if you're thinking about playing in it, is reach out to Will and get on that wait list, because I did see that it's maxed out. So can't sleep on this league when he announces it, because it's gonna fill up. And you're gonna get the.
I have to slide 1 second just to let the dog out.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's all love. And also this on Feb 2nd, me and Knox got we're starting like a pop-up Friday at the Elks. So it'll be random stuff. Like I was telling you earlier, so our first pop-up is gonna be our Scoreholio, a switch holio that leads right into a singles. Just something different, just mixing it up, so it won't be like just your every. So we got that going on. That just fell in through the wire, Knox working his magic, and me just like, I'm doing it. If it ain't happened there, it was gonna happen in Orange, as you already know.
Definitely.
So that's a done deal. And and then me and you got an event coming up with Ricardo.
We need to make this big, man. Listen, I feel like
we're not spicing it up too much.
Yeah, this is from this point forward.
We almost lost a great venue. Sorry to cut, not lost it, but that's why we rescheduled. We ain't got enough bodies.
Yeah,
and that's a crazy venue. Like,
and let's just talk about the fundraiser. Let's just talk about the fundraiser itself. What this is for is for the wounded warriors, man. We want to raise some money. I don't know about Beez's history and his family life, and if he's got military people and stuff like that. But I've got military.
Yeah, I'm from the Bronx. It's a different war, but yeah.
Yeah, but I got like military, like my fucking guy. My brother-in-law's a Marine. My wife's cousin is an Army vet. They've done tours. You come back and you don't have to lose a limb to be wounded, right?
Facts.
You could be wounded mentally of what you've seen, what you've witnessed, all that kind of stuff. And I feel like I'm not making this political at all, but I think everybody could agree that I don't think our country does enough for the vets when they come home. And so there's a lot of funding that goes on in the nation for the Wounded Warrior Project. And as small as we are, what we want to do is bring some awareness and bring some fundraising to them. all while doing what we do best, which is throw
And what
cornhole
we
bags. You know
love.
what I'm saying? Exactly.
We're gonna be having great prizes. Let's
Yeah.
keep it. I think Fred got TVs going on, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken.
Yeah, we got a big
Ricardo,
screen
I got
TV.
prizes right here myself.
Yeah.
Like we got great prizes. We're gonna be doing
Raffle
a great
prizes would be
raffle. We're
off.
raffling boards.
Yep.
We're actually gonna throw up some T-shirts in the next couple of days, so you guys
Yeah.
can pre-order some shirts. It's gonna
Yep.
be great shirts. You know.
And what we also have too is let's just list off the events real quick. We got a BYOP, which is for co-ed, right? We're gonna start off with a co-ed earlier on in the day. We got a co-ed
correct.
BYOP and a social, or it was BYOP and a social.
Correct.
BYOP, and then later on in the afternoon we got a competitive BYOP and of course your advanced BYOP.
Yeah.
So we'll post all the links to that, but we're
There
gonna post up that
in
flyer
there as well. Correct. I don't know if you mentioned it, but yeah,
that's the first thing I just said was
Okay, I'm sorry
co-ed.
about
Yeah,
that.
co-ed and social in the morning, competitive advanced in the afternoon. If you love any of us on this podcast, do us a favor and share the crap out of that when we start posting that.
Word.
It'll be within the next day or two.
Word. We
Support
going
them. support them wounded warriors, man, because that's really what
Absolutely.
it's about.
We are giving back. Absolutely.
There's two other big ones that I don't even know if we're able to announce or even say and speak on, so I won't go into too much detail. But there will be a cornhole scenario cat bash in the state of Connecticut very soon. Details to follow, along with the semi-annual, the biannual, which has now been announced earlier on privately. But the Two Roads Cornhole by the Sound
correct.
collab with the whole. I don't want to disrespect anybody. Yep, Candlewood, NVC, Cornhole by the Sound, Two Roads, multiple times a year. So look out for dates. It's probably going to be summertime and fall
and those
time.
are going to be outdoors events most likely because Two Roads is always outdoor. We always do me and Ricardo. Correct.
Yep.
You sound like it's raining now. What's going on?
Yeah, it sounds like it's raining.
Oh,
it's raining outside.
That mic is catching all that. I mean, I'm pretty sure we'll be able to edit all that, but it's definitely on there.
Yeah, whatever you just did worked.
What you did, it went away.
It's still raining, so
he didn't do nothing.
But that's it. So I got one more segment that I didn't even pre-warn you guys about that I wanted to do real quick.
I like it. We're on the fly.
Yeah, and it has nothing to do with cornhole, and it's probably been done on multiple podcasts or multiple conversations. But what it does is it just gives a little insight to each individual one of us and personalities, kind of. So I like to call this segment. We probably never do it again, but I'm going to call this segment this or that. Right? I got 4 different things, and I need each one of you to. You don't have to go into an opinion about why. I may look at you guys weird. I might not even like you guys after you give me your answers, but a couple of them are just this or that, right? So my first one, Beez, I want you to answer this one. You eat grilled cheese, right? You make grilled cheese? You use butter or mayo on your bread?
Come on, Bob. You're a weirdo, bro. Who the hell uses mayonnaise, bro? Come on. Butter, Bob. Sometimes we don't even use butter.
You just throw straight bread in the pan, bro? You just throw straight...
Sometimes we just... But 9 out of 10 times, it's usually a light butter. You know what I'm saying?
And then... what you got? When you're making grilled cheese for the baby, what you got?
Always butter.
Always butter, huh?
Always butter.
So maybe I'm the only one that's obese in here because I use that
you a weirdo,
mayo, bro.
You a weirdo. That's why your hair look like
not to be confused with margarine. I don't use margarine at all. It has to be a straight up butter.
It does, right?
It does.
Listen,
don't get me wrong. Just for me, I might use some garlic butter.
Okay. Listen, I'm an equal opportunist. I will tear up some buttered grilled cheese, but I don't know, the mayo, the way that it's seasoned, or the way that it just burns on that bread is just different.
I'm not a big mayo guy.
Look at Beez's face, bro. Look like you're about to puke on me.
I like mayo. Like if I'm eating
I can rock with it too, but
like for grilled cheese, fly.
It's got to be a potato salad, egg salad.
Bro, that's like putting mayonnaise on pancakes, bro.
That's disgusting.
Exactly.
Why would you ever say that?
That shit's nasty.
If you ain't pregnant, I better never see that.
What's up? You got some more?
Yeah, I got 3. I got 3 more, man. When you're eating peanut butter and jelly, you want creamy peanut butter or crunchy peanut butter?
Crunchy.
I'm not a big peanut butter and jelly fan, but I do like it a little bit. But I'm not a big peanut butter and jelly fan.
Are you a peanut butter and fluff guy, or are you just not?
Nah, I'm a weirdo, bro. So I'll do crackers with mayonnaise with cheese. I'm different, Fly. Like I'm a different.
But you won't put mayo on your grilled cheese, man. All right,
Yeah,
we're
like
gonna
I
go to
do
the next
weird
subject.
shit, Fly. So
Yeah.
like, let me make another example.
Let's just stop at you're a
let's-
weirdo, and we'll
all
move
right.
on to the next
Yeah,
one.
everybody's
all
weird
right.
in their own ways.
All
But
right.
yeah,
Th-
peanut
there's-
butter. I'm not very too big on peanut butter.
I'm gonna say-
I'd rather
I'm gonna
eat
s-
chunky peanut butter. If I got the munchies,
Okay.
you know, some just with a spoon, like.
And I'm the same.
Bam,
I'm the
out
same.
of
Just
there.
for the record, crunchy peanut butter all day. I get that
Always.
super
Yeah,
crunch too.
always.
Trader
Yeah.
Joe's has the best.
I'm
one
gonna
you could
save.
ever have.
I'm gonna save the biggest one for last because it's probably a national topic, right? But this one right before it, I gotta go. There's 3 options for fast food. You go on Wendy's, Burger King, and McDonald's.
I haven't ate fast food in over 20 years, but if I had to, I'd say
Stop it.
McDonald's. Over
You
20
never-
years.
He's
What?
a hamster, bro.
Over
I don't
20
know how he
years.
got muscles like that. He eats his greens and flour.
Listen, I
beef,
literally,
potatoes, eggs, salmon.
I just started eating chicken again. I want to say about 2.5 years ago, maybe. And it depends on what kind of chicken I eat because some of it makes me sick. So right now, I eat chicken on the island that's from the island, and it's A1. It's a little tougher too. The meat's a little tougher, but I have strictly like vegetables. I eat a lot of fruit. But I haven't ate fast food in over 20 years. My daughter has never had fast food a day in her life.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's
is
why his
absolutely
skin's
insane.
growing. You don't see he got the baby cheeks? Look like he got a baby spot on his face.
Listen, man, I'm 40 years old, man. I'm trying to keep up.
Yeah.
Keep up, man.
Well,
This
me,
picture in the background keeps going out, and I'm pissed about it.
with those 3,
Yeah, let
if I had
Beezy.
to choose, I'll choose Wendy, but if I really had to choose, I'd rather just go to White Castle, bro. I'm a different breed.
That's a New York thing, man.
I'm a
Yeah,
different breed.
I used to drive there just to get it from Bridgeport, so that'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Like I'd rather eat the murder burgers and then just go home and just.
Okay. All right.
Well, I'm from Bridgeport, so it was growing up. It was Tomlinson's, and it was the Mary Canteen, Valley Farms.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Those are the 3
Absolutely.
go-tos.
Bro, here's the thing. If I lived where Beez lives right now, not to shout out, where you are, where you're at, that type of stuff, I would be 900 pounds because I'd walk to the Mary Canteen every day of my life, dude.
Yo.
Every day of my life.
They got it. When you could get a platter for under $8, it comes with
the clam
home
strip platter
fries.
and shit.
Yo, my late night
that
special,
shit is
right?
great.
And this is the fat boy. I used to get the grilled cheeses there with
mayo.
no, I used to get them with
crunchy peanut butter
with onions, but I used to have them fry the onions up. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I used to order separately the breaded shrimp, and then they would open the grilled cheeses for me after they were done with the glazed onions, and then insert all my shrimps into 2 grilled cheeses.
Okay.
Breaded. My goodness! When I tell you, food coma. After that. But those were my heavy whiskey nights. If I had a long night of drinking, I was definitely trying to catch the canteen before I went.
Yeah. All right, so the last one. This is a national debate, and I think people get killed over this fucking subject right here, though. But you guys probably already know what's coming. Buffalo wings. You rocking with blue cheese or ranch, man?
I would say I don't think I've ever.
But you're not a chicken. You don't even eat fast food. You don't eat chicken. You don't.
I don't eat that shit either. I don't eat buffalo wild wings either.
First of all, we eating chicken wings. They're all flats.
I like dry rub.
Clear, all flats.
Okay.
And then it's definitely blue cheese, bro. I don't even like ranch.
Listen, we might not make it
like
to a
ranch
second
Doritos.
episode the way this shit's going right now. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This is unbelievable.
Yeah.
I mean, I fuck with the flats. I'm an equal opportunist. Give me a drum, give me a flag, give me all that. But
drum,
you're not putting blue cheese anywhere.
See,
my wife can't even put that in my fridge.
Yeah,
I've been like a chess player my whole life. I was in a chess club in high school and stuff.
Yeah.
So like I just think when I'm not supposed to think. You know what I mean? Like, and if that makes sense, like you go to Buffalo Wild Wings and you guys like eating and we're drinking and we're having a good time. I'm the guy that looks at it and goes, I've never seen a chicken this little. I'm the guy that looks at the leg and the flat, and I'm just like, I've never seen a chicken this little. We're not even giving these chickens a fair shot at really feeding us. You know, a chicken could probably get a wing like that, and then I could eat that, and it's gonna like. But here, when I get, like I said, if I show you some of the chickens I eat here, bro. These things, you know,
the next one you do, bring a piece of chicken on.
You could be at a red light here, and chickens will run by and whatever. So there's chickens just everywhere. You know what I mean? So these chickens are out here in the streets. They're surviving. You know what I mean? They're beating up pit bulls. They're just out here surviving.
So you're saying they're like turkey vultures?
Yo, for real, bro. The chicken here, bro. You might get a chicken, man. As soon as you take the feathers off, it's got a 6-pack, tattoos. These chickens are badass out here, man.
Well, I'll tell you what, I wasn't.
The food quality is so much different though. Like it's so different here than it is there. Like, especially like if you ever visit, fast food here is 100 times better than it is there. Like the menu is insane.
But how do
Burger
you
King,
know
those
if you
places.
don't eat fast food for 20 years?
My kid,
Okay.
he's a connoisseur.
Okay.
So he's a college kid, so you already know what time it is.
That's what he's
Going
living
and
on. Yeah.
yeah. But there's also like, but here culturally, food is the cornerstone. Everywhere you go, there's a food truck. There's a
Listen,
pop up.
I'm the perfect American to say something, as naive as saying like when I've traveled, it's only been to like resorts, right? So I've been to the DR, right, Beezy, but I've been in Punta Cana and I stayed at a couple of resorts. However, my only experience with like the food and the culture is at a resort, and although the food might be a little bit different than what you would get if you were in like in the streets, what I noticed was like even after like lunch or dinner, you have like a snack, a piece of chocolate cake, something like that. It is totally different. Like whatever sugar they use, or they don't use as much sugar. America, we're just feeding ourselves. We're just killing ourselves. You know what I'm saying? But like it totally was. It felt way better.
Yep.
So
It's tremendous too.
Beezy just gets up in the middle. I was trying to involve him in this conversation. Look at this guy.
Listen, but Beez was raised by a chef.
Okay.
If it's anything you got to know, Beez's mother is a top chef, and I'm not saying that as she's a great cook. No, she is literally a chef. People pay her to cook for them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So like, it's like old school catering style where like I've had family members that do it where like, let's just say you're doing a dinner, Freddie, this, that, and the third, and you want to feed 10 people. This is the menu you're looking for. You send a message. They give you a flat rate. You buy everything. They cook for you. Beezy. I'm telling them about Mom Dukes, Beezy. I told them Mom Dukes is an official tissue chef, and it ain't no catering or nothing like that, but it's in-house catering.
Yeah, 100%. You're right.
Absolutely.
And that's why he's such a good cook, because of Mom Dukes.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm just waiting for him to bring some of cornhole, man. What the fuck,
no
bro?
bullshit. Talking about that, Ricardo kind of asked me like, yo, because they selling food at the Sound now, but I guess they're not really enjoying it. So he knows, and I have mentioned to him before, like, yo, bro, I get busy. We sell $10, $15 plates. People are actually gonna have food to eat and even take home. Like, and so I think it's needed in cornhole. Like
in Latin culture, man, food is like the cornerstone of any gathering, of any environment. Freddie, you come to my house, Pete, I'm just stopping by to pick something up.
There's something to eat for you.
You're gonna eat something. It's just how we function.
No
so
doubt.
That's always food and cornhole go kind of hand in hand,
Absolutely.
But real quick, let me just throw a couple other things out there. I know we got a couple segments and stuff kind of lined up, but and call outs been a little quiet, but now it's spicing back up again. Let's what do you guys think? I don't know. We didn't talk about it, about the Danko and Jay Swizzy. That was kind of the last match, right? Was it?
Did they play?
I think that was the last one.
Yeah, they played. Just the fact that you didn't know they didn't play, I guess I might be doing something wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I didn't know. You know what I mean? I work nights now, so I wake up and now I got to catch up. So I recently just turned on notifications because I never turn on notifications. I'm in the loop, so I check things out.
Well, listen,
I turn on my notifications for you.
This could be edited out if Beezy wants it to be edited out. But I had called Beezy the other day. I was working and just shit was going through my brain. And I was like, you know what? I had my boy Capoli had hit me up, my best friend who doesn't play corn. Yeah, he doesn't play too much no more, but he's going to be getting it back into it now that we're local to his house. But he called me up and he was like, yo, what's this call out shit? This is dope. Like, because he just follows it, even though he's not really involved. And then he started talking about, like, I can't wait to see that Jimmy Mernon and Bodette matchup. And I'm like, what you mean? That shit happened, bro. Like, scroll down.
Go look for it. Yeah,
like, go look for it. But then it brought me to, like, we started talking, and he was like, I'd have to probably scroll. He's like, Beez is always live streaming. I'd have to scroll down pretty damn far on his page to find
it. You got to highlight him.
So what I had called Beezy about, I'm like, listen, this is just constructive criticism. Maybe this is, put this into your brain. That call out thing, you have people in other states, right? You got Timmy Karen in Rhode Island talking about it, right? It's a cool cultural thing that's being created and brings a dynamic that is unmatched, right? But maybe a couple of options. Number one, maybe its own page, right? Maybe a call out page where you could keep everything there, go live from that page. And if you don't want that much work, at least, this is what I recommended, at least some kind of write-up. Doesn't have to be long, but at least a photo and some kind of, hey, the results were here. Maybe pin it to your page for a week, a couple of days.
If I can piggyback on that.
Yeah.
Keep Facebook the way it is because it has its own element to it.
However,
your call-out matches, separate them. You have them on Facebook, obviously.
In a folder or something, right?
Clip them, create like an opening for them, and then that's how you load them onto your Facebook. So when people want to go back and watch matches that they didn't see, or then this happened on Tuesday, I didn't get to see it, they go to the Facebook.
So the
because
only
there might have
thing,
been 3 live feeds between then
yeah, but
and
the only
the person
problem with
going to
that,
look at.
Beez would have to figure out, because when you're live streaming, it's not being saved to your phone. It's a live stream. Can you go back to that live stream and download it?
Yeah.
So my
On
thing,
Facebook, yeah, you can save it.
I
Okay.
think so. So yeah, to piggyback off that, I think you guys both have good points. So my original plan is to obviously on the BZB platform is to keep doing what I'm doing, interviewing, bringing content. But I also kind of wanted to just showcase call outs on that as well. Like you could just, if you
Are
didn't
you in
catch
an
it
earthquake
live.
right now, bro?
Nah, that was me. I was shaking the table by mistake.
Okay, I got scared, bro.
Nah, that would have been crazy. I would have hit underneath the table. Nah, but yeah, Fly Guy. So basically, like getting all that footage from there and putting it onto the BZB's YouTube page is like you can always go see it. It's there. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay, that's dope.
I thought about that as well. So it's just
but like come up with like a format, like Fred said, maybe you come up with a specific page, maybe an Instagram page or something like that, or something where you or a different kind of page where you could upload it and it has your call outs in chronological order of how they came to be, the call out, the response, and then boom, the game, and then so on. So now people can literally just go and scroll, and it's just call outs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so it's easy for them to find it. It's easy for them to watch the games that they want to watch. Yep. It's easy for them to see what they want to see.
Right.
And this is a great transition. This is a great transition right here to our final segment, which is submissions. We want feedback. The only way that this podcast and this platform for everybody to want to watch, to want to listen, all that kind of stuff is to have viewers. You have viewers give their feedback. We want all their feedback. So there's a couple of different things that we want to create, and the vision that we all have, us three have for this platform, and being able to do some stuff. We need your help. We need all your help. So with that being said, the help that we need is the first segment that we want to create is we want to create like a shot of the week, right? We want to throw people out there and show these amazing shots. You got Big Smoke Bar Soaping people. You got airmail drags for the game. You got all these things that they might be on Beez's live feed, they might be on like the CCC live feed, they might be on different things, but it gets all mixed in, so we want to give a platform to be able to see these amazing things that happen when you're not there.
So if you think you hit the shot of the week, if you think you saw the shot of the week, find it, clip it, screen record it, however you could get it to us, submit it to the BagTalk Facebook page in the DM, however you want to get it to us, and we're going to narrow it down to the top 5 of the week. And, we're obviously in our infancy and we're working some things out. Do that, submit it, and, it could be for yourself, no shame in that. It could be for somebody else. It could be for an upcoming player, an OG player, it doesn't matter. Just the best shots of the week. And we want to showcase that every single week, whether it's on Beez's live feed, Freddie's live feed, Smoke's live feed, or anybody who goes live. And I encourage every club in Connecticut, like I said, 3 games. We need 3 games. That's all we need from you. If you can give us 3 games, that's awesome. And you're not only giving it to us, you're giving it to the entire community. You're giving it to the people that come and support you every week, because you're giving them a bird's eye view into their game, where they went wrong, where they were right.
Now, also at the end of the day, too, like it might not be an every week thing, because, like, bear with us. We all have lives. We're all doing things. I was
just about to say that.
Weekly may be great, but there could be a 2.5, 3. 100%.
Pretty much just send what you got. You want to get some shine, you want to showcase your talent, you got a crazy shot, anything you got, send it to us. We're going to put it together. Whenever it drops, you're going to get your shine, you're going to get your flowers.
And it doesn't even have to be, it doesn't even have to be just the shot of the week. That's a cool little segment we want to bring in.
Right.
It could be topic suggestions. It could be questions you have that you want to hear.
Correct.
It could even
feedback.
be
We welcome
feedback. because
Who
we
do
needed
you-
to. It's like you guys is giving us fire on wood
100%.
and gasoline, and we just
Yeah.
igniting it, and we're gonna turn it up for you guys. We're gonna
And one
make
of the
it a
biggest
movie.
things I think that we're gonna transition into too rather quickly, maybe even for episode 2, it depends. But we need to hear from you guys. Who do you guys want on this podcast? Who you want to talk to? We want guests, man. Let us know if you're willing to come on, if you're willing to talk in a public environment. Because listen, at the end of the day, us three could chop it up for all different types of topics.
Yep.
But we want people to have this limelight too. We want other people
If
on,
there's
to show their
specific
faces.
topics you guys want to talk about,
Yep.
organizers, you got an event coming up, fundraiser, charity event,
We're promoting here for you guys.
Tournament of Champions, Top Shooter, whatever you got going on, Bag Wars, Squad Wars, whatever. Let us know in advance. You want to get on, you want to talk about something specific. Players, unanimous, anonymous or not. You got a problem with somebody talking in your bag swing. You think the beer prices over here are too expensive. So we listen. At the end of the day, we're just a vessel. We're ears for the people, a voice for the people. You know what I mean? We're not sitting here saying we're going to change the world. We're going to make everything better. But at the same time, we are an outlet, and we encourage everybody to utilize us. With that being said, all the clubs out there, we would love to have at some point a set of BagTalk boards, at different venues. You know what I mean? We would like to get into some sponsorships as well as welcome taking on some sponsorships with time. You know what I mean? Because
Absolutely.
I feel like every week, obviously, like I said, Freddie's 203, me and Beezy are H9Y. I support Beezy Beez TV 100%. I always have. It's an opportunity for each one teach one, each one reach one. You know what I mean? So we lift each other up and we grow as a community in totality and be able to showcase every week, even if it's like something like this, obviously my boy Fred, you know what I mean? 203. You got a club, you got shirts, you want to see your shirt on. Listen, Beezy's a large, Freddie's a 2X, I'm a 1X.
You being
know what
nice,
I mean?
man. You being nice. I'm almost at that 3, kid.
I'm a XL. Like I'm a little.
You XL Beez?
Yeah, I'm a XL right now.
Okay, that's what's up. You must have been doing them push-ups, player.
Yeah,
I like that.
I'm at 22 push-ups a day, bro. I'm working.
You see them videos with the bags? These dudes doing work.
Yeah,
bro, you see the marketing, man. You see the marketing. Viv should have sent me a set for that video.
I've always prided myself on supporting every club. You know what I mean? So today I got my 203 gear on. You know what I mean? I always have my H9Y, gear. But
always.
Next week you might see me in the Candlewood jersey, a Sound jersey, or a Sound T-shirt, so on and so forth, man.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Together we are a force, man. As separate, we can only do so much. Let's call it what it is.
Yeah, absolutely.
This community is great because of the collaborations and everybody working in unison, synergistically to do the things that we all want to accomplish. The reality is we're all here because we love this game. And we love this game so much. This is what's crazy about cornhole. We love the game so much. We run around telling other people they should love the game too. You should love it because I love it. It's that awesome.
And we get side-eyed like crazy. Like, what do you mean? What?
Just throwing bags in the bag?
Yes.
You have no idea. Listen, the amount of people that I met from different walks of life, man, it's crazy that we've got anywhere from lawyers to electricians to morticians. I know somebody that works at a funeral home that does like it's
ex-con or two.
Yeah. Y'all never gave me feedback. I know I'm a little all over the place, but it happened already. But I just want to know what y'all think about the Danko and the Swizzy. It was a sweet.
I didn't watch it. I work nights, so my days has been a little fuzzy lately. But I'm definitely gonna get on that tonight because I've been catching up on the Texas live feeds from the ACL. I just watched this morning with my coffee while I was setting this up with you guys. I watched Freddie's live feed from last night, which was awesome because I knew Beez didn't make it. Yep. And the fact that 203 had a live feed saved me from going into the H9Y group chat and reaming the shit out of Kyle because that was my instant intention when I knew Beez stood home. Yep. I'm going to kill Kyle in the morning. Yep. But shout out to Freddie. He got it done. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And like I said, I'm definitely going to watch that. Yeah, I'm definitely going to watch that because that had to be some good cornhole right there.
It was good. It was decent.
Yeah,
Good
I
point.
watched it. I think my intention or my expectations were exactly the results that happened. You know, Danko Danko swept. I think Danko. Listen, I never met Jay Swizzy, but you know, just the
Good
cajones
energy.
that are on him
Good
that he
energy.
just but just the
Good
to
peoples.
call out somebody like a Danko. A Danko, you're most people aren't going to say that Danko's a top shooter, right? But Danko can ruin someone's day and has the talent and is a veteran, right?
I agree.
So to call him out like that, I think the results are what the results were going to be. But it gives Jay Swizzy a little bit of experience.
Right.
Yo,
It
not to
gets his
change the
name out there.
subject, but Freddie, you hit that nail on the head so perfect. I have a victim Danko story. We're in
Yeah.
Fairfield for singles. Will was running the singles on Saturdays, every other Saturday, or like every 2 Saturdays a month, something like that, into a bracket or whatever. Boom, boom, boom. I come in, first game of the night, I have Jose Rivera. Jose Rivera's got me down 11-0. I somehow, some way battle back and beat the monster, the monster himself, the Southbridge King. And I make it back and I beat him and I'm riding high. I'm like, yes, that's, right there. I tell him I'm very big on, no matter what the scoreboard says, he ain't got 21 yet.
Mm-hmm.
And I managed to come back and I beat Jose. Second game is Danko. I went in, I'm like, okay, I've played Matt before. He's a solid shooter. I can beat him. Take your time, yada, yada, yada.
Yep.
Danko cleans me up. I was livid. I was like, no, how do I beat, and I'm not taking away nothing from that, but we know Jose Rivera is Jose Rivera.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I just beat Jose Rivera, and Matty Danke just took me to the cleaners.
Yeah.
It goes to show you anyone can win.
Bro.
And it was a great game because it was him capitalizing on my mistakes.
Absolutely.
And he shot solid. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He played his game. He didn't get rattled. He was laid back, and it was a great game. Overall, it's what I would call, and obviously a lot of people will disagree with me. It was a good loss because he earned it, and he made me pay.
Yo, but it's crazy. How many sweeps have they been on callouts? There's been at least 85% sweeps.
Yeah. Got
Just
people
about,
step your game up, bro. People got to step up.
Swept. The only
Listen, I
game
think there's still.
But I want no excuses.
The stigma.
Yeah, but you see,
only
you see like Bodette.
Series won a game
Bodette was tuned up. Bodette was tuned up when he played Jimmy.
He
right?
was soft,
but listen, you showed up and played.
Ready. Yeah,
you showed up and played. You know, you got to
it's
come
a
with what you
different game,
brought.
man. I feel like look at Smoke's game, Bodette's game. Like I feel like there's still a level of comfortability that isn't there yet. And these people play on live feed, so it doesn't make sense. But I think it's different when it's like me. It's me.
See, tonight it'll be like a real, because now Tom, as everybody know, Tom Collins, which is AKA Tom Bodette, the light bulb, is facing Jim Mernon again. This is a previous call out.
We need 3 live feeds tonight. We need Braden to go live. We got Beezy TV in the building. We need Young Smokington to go live on the 203
It's hard
page.
for 3 people to go live, and not that it's not doable. It's just the fans are gonna be all over the place.
You could go back and watch though. You need that.
The good
footage.
thing about the sound though is the stage.
That's the best thing. That's the advantage I have over that. I'm always down.
You could do 4 courts at one time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not only that, the first 3 games have to be on live feed. That's why I said 203 on one. Braden could do his game, Beezy could do a different game, and then Smoke does another game. So that way 203 has a live feed, the sound has a live feed.
I'm gonna call Smoke right when we end this, and I want you guys to do it in your chat too. So that dude will throw his phone on the fucking charger, man. Excuse my mouth.
Yeah,
I don't want no excuse about battery.
Dying.
Yeah.
Yo, he just gave me a crazy battery pack. Some shit that lasted like 8 hours.
Yo, on this note, I do want to get this chopped up and edited because it's got to be released today. I want this released at dinner time. 100%. You know what I'm saying? So I think we've all hit what we have to hit. We had some good points. And then we're good. And then we're
listen, man. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure rocking with you, brothers. I know I talk to Beezy every day. Freddie, obviously, we're always in talks as well. But, being an ocean away from you guys, being an ocean away from the community, not having the outlet that you guys have. Like you said earlier, it's a hobby, and every man needs a solid hobby. And here, I just don't have that competitive level of competition. It's not the worst feeling in the world being the best player in Puerto Rico because
when you coming back over,
you know what I mean? But I'm hoping to visit in like March. But I just got an email today from Frontier. like $49 flights to Hartford and stuff like that. So
Yeah, but isn't a Velo flying right from San Juan?
yes, and
Right
that's
into New
usually
Haven?
Wednesdays, like during the week, which kind of right now works for me because my Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday are my days off from work. I work Thursday through Sunday usually, depending on what the need is at my job. But also it's nights, so I could come out 7:30 in the morning, go straight to an airport, fly straight to Connecticut, and be at 2:03
chill for a
by
few
Tuesday
days and
night.
then go home.
You know what I mean? So
no doubt.
I'll figure it out. I couch surfed last time at Ed's house. Beez is next door. He knows I sleep with all the dogs.
But I do know moving, not jumping ahead too much, but obviously there maybe by the end of the year we get a BagTalk sponsored event and get Pete to come out for that. You know what I'm saying? We'll figure it out.
Absolutely. And with that said, we also want to, like I said, we're gonna crunch some numbers. We're gonna figure some things out. We want to get BagTalk out there, some shirts, and some boards. You know what I mean? I feel like we can get it to a point where there's a set of BagTalk boards at the Sound 203 and more clubs throughout the state of Connecticut. You know what I mean? And
absolutely.
I think it's a beautiful thing, man.
On that note,
need the people.
Them DMs are open.
Yes. All suggestions, man. People talk 100%. To us. All feedback is good feedback.
If we would ever wanted to get a sponsor, like a company, what would be the bag? Like who you guys would want to get sponsored by?
I think that's let's talk about that privately.
Yeah, let's talk
about that.
Yeah, I don't want to get too spicy.
Listen, we can't use all our content.
At the end of the day, I look at it like this: it's not what we want; it's what's available.
It's what makes sense too, though.
And I feel like we're offering something that is exclusive to the state of Connecticut and the tri-state area and all clubs surrounding. So I feel like we continue to do what we do, and we do it at the level that we're doing it, and they'll be reaching out to us in no time.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Well, that being said,
but I want to give a major shout out to Freddie, our editing master. Right now, he is figuring it out as he goes, and he's doing an awesome job. Shout out to Beezy and his live feeds, man, for keeping me in the loop 24/7. Because, like I said, I'm an ocean away. Let's grow this.
Absolutely. Look out for this to be dropped soon. If you're listening to this, you've probably already listened to it, obviously. It's gonna be tonight, and we'll be back for episode 2 very soon.
BagTalk.
And Fred, anyway, we talk about that off the line. Yeah, back.